Okay, we are live tonight. Tonight. It's not tonight. It's this afternoon. I'm a little later. I thought I could make it around 1, but I had to cut all the pieces so that I was ready to go. As I said in the little intro comments, I'm going to try and do this in under an hour, and hopefully it won't cut me off. And then I'll come and do the other card. I got another card, and I just didn't want to risk getting cut off. So I'm going to do this today, one card, and then we'll be done. But it's going to take a little bit. So looks like you should be able to see me and hear me. So I'm going to go with that because I'm not expecting really anybody to get on. I can see myself on there. I think I'm going to try and put this over a little bit so that I can see maybe if it ends on me. So with that, I did some investigating last night. I might have a couple ideas on why it's cutting me off, but we'll see. And I decided, since I'm going to do one more video at least, that I'll draw the third card from the 23rd, because I had 3 cards from that night. And so this one goes to Renee Acker. I guess I didn't ask you how to pronounce your last name. Renee Acker. I'm gonna go with Acker. I will get that in the mail tomorrow. And no chit chat today. And that might be where I fall into trouble with all the chit chat, because you've been around me enough to know that my mouth likes to flap. So I'm going to turn the camera down and get going. Come over here. Here's my, and I was going to show you guys when the video cut off on me yesterday. I only had basically the sea glass left to put on. And I put the bow up there on the top. So that was all. I got the goodies on the inside, and that was it for finishing the card when it cut me off. So that was one that we did yesterday, and this was the other card from yesterday. So as you can see, it kind of got a little summer beachy theme going on there with some variety from the Notes and Totes. And today we have Robin Bloom inspiration from Creative Treehouse, I think is her name. And this is the card that I'm going to show you how to do. Hopefully my lighting's okay. It looks really dark on my computer screen, but that could be my computer screen. So here's the card we're going to make. And let's get started. I will show you all the fun stuff. We're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of Pool Party. Score that, or that, fold it in half at 5 1/2. And this card we're going to open up like this. Make sure I got that right. Oh, I was going to keep track of my time. Let's see if I could set a timer. I forget I got it on. Or not. All right, well, I'll do that next time. So then I have a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 inch piece of. I just set my glue in here. Melon Mambo. I'm gonna glue that on. Or not. I don't see my. Oh, geez, oh Pete, who saw that there and didn't tell me? Gonna glue that on. You guys just like sitting back laughing at me, don't you, for having stuff right in front of my face and I don't see it. I was gonna say, I thought I just brought that over. I might be zoomed in kind of close, but I wanted to give you a good look at it. All right. Then I have a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of basic white. And I just wanted that little smidge of the Melon Mambo to show to pull in the glasses and the tie-on scarf thing. So I'm going to set this over aside for a second. I'm going to pull in my silicone mat. And again, like we did yesterday, we're going to take an edge piece. Guys, I've been painstakingly. All right, we're going to use our inside piece. Again, we want a little bit of sand. We're going to add some water. And then the rest is sky. I guess I could just use my sand. So I'm going to use that as a straight edge. I'm going to get my blending brush and some balmy blue ink. We're going to ink up our brush. We're going to start off and work our way onto the paper. So we're starting off on the silicone pad. You could also start on the crumb cake that I have down here. The whole idea is just to not get any of these, like, it didn't work, like any hard, like blobs like that. You're trying to start off the paper and work your way on to not get that. You may be able just to tap it down and get rid of it as well. And I'm just adding this up to the sky. Like I said yesterday, you can stamp some clouds up here. You can use a torn piece of paper to give a little bit of cloud movement. I'm going with my brush having enough variation in it to help the cloud formation. All right, we're done with that. Let me close back up my glue while I'm chit-chatting here. All right, so now we're going to put in some water. I have a 2 1/4 inch piece, which is too much, but you know, it will work because we want to tear it. Just like one of the cards yesterday, we're going to do the little bit of tearing technique. And so in my head, I'm starting with the darkest. So this is two-tone cardstock Pool Party. Here's the light. Here's the dark. I'm going to start with the darkest out in the ocean. So I'm going to tear this toward me. And we'll lay that on there. Then I'm going to do the darkest again. So let's go this direction. And I'm going to try and tear up and down a little bit to give it some movement. And then that'll go underneath here. Oh, hey, Cody and Janice. So that's going to go under there. And then we're going to finish it off with our light blue. Because as I'm thinking in my head, you know, as the waves get closer to shore, the blue gets a little bit lighter because it's not as deep. I know, I think too deep, probably don't I, and put too much weird thought into what I'm doing. But so we're creating some waves out in the ocean. I'm going to glue on the first piece onto the second piece. So I'm kind of building up a little bit backwards, just so that I have enough space where I need it. Oops. Here, and it does look like my I'm gonna have to trim these pieces. My white might be a little bit wider than these pieces, just a smidgy. And so I'm going to put that right up to the skyline here so that it looks like it's going all the way out. And then, like I said, this is our third piece, but I'm not going to glue the front of that down yet. I'm going to glue it to, oh, I might like that one side better. It's that got more waves on it. Yeah, we're going to go with this side. So I'm going to glue this to it. Leave a little bit more like so. I guess I could glue that down. I don't want to glue this part down because our sand is going to go under it, but I'll glue it down part way. But on my sample, I got glue happy and I glued stuff down before I should have. And I had to do a lot of deconstructing. Okay. So now we got our water put on there. Oh, Holly's on too. Hi, Holly. Next, we're going to build up with our sand. Okay. Boy, I really got that going crooked, don't I? All right, I'm not going to pull it off. We're going to just trim it when we're done. So now we're going to put our sand on here. And I'm going to peel off a hunk. That we can, I'll turn it this way, that we can glue under there. That's going to be, now we're up to our shoreline. So I'm going to glue this down. And we'll put a little bead across the front to put the blue to it. See if I could straighten that up. Put that. All right. Oh boy. That's going to bother me over here. So let me trim this right side off just to, so I know that I got to just trim over here. All right. Now we're going to build up the rest of our beach line. But what we want to do is we're going to put our fence down first. So I have 4 of the fence posts. Let me get my dies and show you kind of, here's the fence posts. And that's all I've used so far, the fence posts. And I'm going to just put a little bit of gray on here just to, I don't know, kind of weather them up, I guess. I'm going to give them a little bit of a weathered look, I hope. And so I've got my gray granite and a sponge. And I'm just going to like dab on there all the way up and down. Kind of give them a little bit of a weathered look. You can go as heavy or as dark, light as you want. Put these 2 in. I got all these pieces cut and ready to go. So keyword for this, I'm going to use sand. Yesterday we had water. Today we have sand. All right. That's going to be good enough. Put those. Let's glue again. All right. So now I want to build up our fence. So I know I want one. I got 4 fence posts on mine because I didn't start it over far enough, but I kind of like the 4. So we're gonna go a little higher with one. We're gonna go kind of up here. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back. And we want it to go like up into the sky. Then I'm just going to cut it off at the sand. Then the next one, I'll put a little bit of glue. And we want that one just a little bit lower. This looks like it's going to be really high, but I guess not. I'm going to cut it off. You can tear it. You don't have to cut it. We've got one that's going to go low here. And you can leave a little bit more space between them if you want. That'll show off like the water in the background a little better. You can put your sand up higher so that you can see the, oh look, I didn't even start that way over far enough. So can I peel them off? I don't know if I'm gonna get them off. I'll put a little more room between them. There, kind of salvage that boo-foo a little bit there. Then we'll put some glue on this one and we'll hang this one off the edge. Down like this, kind of at a little bit of an angle. Cut it off. Glue them down. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to cut that off so that it lines up there. Now we've got 2 cross posts and I'm going to put one down at the bottom so that it's going to go with my sand. But you know what? I'm going to put my next layer of sand down first. So now we've got another piece of crumb cake to go down. And I'm just going to muddy this one up. Oh, I forgot to do a head. I was going to run this through my embossing folder to give it a little bit of motion for the you know, like the wind was blowing on the beach and blew the sand into a pile with the, I'm going to do that. Hold on. I'm using the soft waves, I think it's called. I'll show you. The one I showed last night that I didn't use, but you could have used. So it's a soft wavy one. That's what I'm using here. And so we're going to, we want to put this down on the beach. And I'm going to tear this other piece off. And probably I could use another piece of paper. But we'll see how we can get this one to work. So I'm going to angle this down a little bit because the purse is going to cover that up. So I'm going to angle that down a little bit and I'll glue it on. Not too heavily glued. Because we want to take this cross post and put it down here at the ground level. kind of the beach is wearing up and around it. And then the second one, this one might be enough. Yeah. The second one we'll put up a little bit higher. I like that. Put that one up a little bit higher. And we're going to put that one on a little bit crooked just because our fence is really getting beat up by the elements. And then we can take this last piece. I'm going to have to actually I'm just going to rough it up. I'm not going to actually. So I'm just taking my crumb cake and my sponge, and we're just going to rough this up. Like I said, I probably could use another piece of crumb cake, but we're going to put that on there like so to give it some hoop-de-doos. And let me put a little bit of, in case any of that shows, we'll darken that up a little bit with the, and then I'm going to glue this down here. Oops, I don't want to put the glue down too far, so let me wipe that off. Come over. All right, so we've got our beach going on. Let me make sure that that did not glue down because we got to stick our stuff under there. Okay. Then we have our tote. I think I'm going to trim this now so it stops bugging me because we're done. Just going to trim that off straight. Oh, it wasn't even close. There we go. And then we'll trim this one off. Didn't go far enough. I should have washed my glasses off after the gym today, and I didn't, so they're a little bit foggy, greasy, dirty, whatever you want to call it. All right, so now we trim that down. That looks a little bit better. So I'm going to set that up here for a hot second. Now we have our purse. The purse is this piece here. And then this will make the side pieces. This is going to make the little triangle that I used, and I used this handle. This is also a handle, I believe. And then I used this piece as the scarf. So what I did was I cut those little side pieces. And again, all these pecan pieces, we are going to muddy them up a little bit with some darkness. Where's my pecan? Oh, hey, Kathy. Kathy, aren't you working? All right, so we're going to muddy these up with a little bit. Oh, thanks, Holly. It did turn out kind of cute. I guess I want to do it like this to give it a darker line, not necessarily the dots. We want to darken it up for that shadow. These will just put a little bit on them and call it good. All right. Then this guy, this purse gets built up. It already scores and everything. And so I think I hear somebody in my upstairs and my husband is golfing. No. Let's say no. If you hear me scream, call for me. call for help. Huh, okay. So this purse, you can add like another piece to it, this tote, and there's the bottom. And it's so weird. Yeah, there's someone up there. Mike? Okay. Guess we're gonna keep going because he probably is. Just can't hear me. I don't know. Okay, well, here we go. This little piece will go down here along the bottom. So we're not gonna fold this up and actually use it how it's intended. I mean, I'm gonna cut it off actually. But you can make the bigger tote, but see it was way too big for me on the front of here, the way that Robin showed it. It just looks too big to me. So I am going to fold all these back. And you can fold this up, cut it off, whatever. It depends because, you know, you'll have some space. If you wanted to stick something in here, we could glue these down still and leave it so that it was up a little bit. You could stick something in there, but I'm going to show you now. This piece is going to glue along the bottom. You see how these edges follow the contour of this? I'm hoping that he hears me on a video, and that's why he hasn't said. He always hollers down, hello, because if you were a burglar, I think you would have made your presence known or skedaddled when you heard me talking. I don't know, you guys. Okay. So then I need to get my, whoops, my scoring blade. So I'm going to bring this in. Well, you know what? I only had to do that because I put the other one in the wrong spot. Let's see what we get. We want to take these two side pieces. I'm doing it right now, and you scared the bejesus out of me. Oh, we started early. Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay, ladies, no need to call me some help. He's home. I'm gonna turn that back right there. Usually he says hello when he comes in the door, and we're going to glue these two side pieces on. And I just want to make sure that they're like here where the equal distance kind of thing. And that's why I had to do my other one, because I had to score it because I put it too close and they were spaced wrong. Let's see. My hands are shaking from all that stress I just went through. Sweating bullets now. It's a beautiful day here. Got all the windows open, so that would have been how my intruder could have got in, because I got all the doors, screens, like the sliding glass doors open and stuff. But oh, thank God it was just Mike. All right, so I got those going up. This is kind of like those Land's End bags. They're usually canvas, but it was really hard to find paper. So this is from Woven Textures. And you know, I should get that new paper that's on the online exclusives and show you guys. I opened that to see what was in it, to see if it would work. Holy cow. Let me show you. Let me get. said, I thought that this one here might work. So I was contemplating that, but look at how big this pattern is. So there's like 4 or 5 patterns in here, but look at how big they are. They're just enormous. I mean, I was flabbergasted. I'll use that word. I was flabbergasted at how large the patterns are in this pack of paper. There's the whole sheet. And it fills up the whole screen. And I think, is there one more? And then there's this one. And they were all just way too big and too heavy to use for this little tiny tote. So I searched high and low, and I did find in these woven textures that there was some tiny ones. And what's this one called? Need for Tweed. It's in the online exclusives. And there's a need, all right, that giant pattern, but this one would be cute. There was some wicker, it'd be kind of a cute bag, but I went with this one. Oh, and I probably could have put something across the top as well. And so this tote is a little bit smaller because, like I said, I left it where it was. You can cut these off. I'm going to glue them down a little bit just in case, I might decide that, no, I can't decide to put anything in there because I glued them down. But we're going to take this tote then and we're going to slide it under our sand. So we've just kind of plopped it in the sand right here. And I do like the bigger one better on this other tote. So when you get it, if you win it, score yours out a little bit more. I don't think I can do like it out better. Just need a little smidge more. Just went out to like there. Let's see if it's going to look okay with that. Yeah, I think so. We'll try and cover up the bottom a little bit. I'll show you with the sunglasses and stuff. Let's glue that back down. When you don't like it, just start ripping it up. All right, so now we're going to tuck that. So we can tuck this piece in our sand like that. I'll leave that like that. That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. And we are seeing, I also didn't want it the whole way because you can't really see like the flow of our water that way. Oh, and we got this little diamond shaped or triangle shaped thing. That's because we've got like a designer bag here. We got a JCB bag here. So we're going to glue that on in like the center there. Debbie you were going to come rescue me, were you? Going to hop in the car and come and save me? Is that what you're talking about? I could have used it. All right. I'm going to glue the sand to that. And then I found in my heron habitat, let me show you. I was looking for some grass. So any set you find with grass, but heron dyes. The heron habitat dyes the heron habitat was the name of the stamp set. They had some grass. So I'm going to use these to glue them like together here. kind of make our grass a little bit thicker. I was looking for like a wheat, I'll call it, like a, something that would look like beach grass and in a dye, and I thought we had one from some point in time. And then we're going to glue that under in front of our fence. And then we can glue our sand down some more. And I got a couple more. We're just going to glue them together any old which way. Did you guys ever watch those shows with, what was his name? Clint Eastwood, maybe, and that orangutan? Any which way but loose or something like that. They're not sticking together. And then I'm just going to tuck them in the sand under the bag somewhere so that at least you can see them. Some beach grass. Not really, but it works. I'm going to glue this flat. I don't need it sticking up too much. You could put some dimensionals under it. And like I said, it will allow you to tuck some stuff in it if you wanted. There's some other cute dyes with it. There's a water bottle and some suntan lotion and things like that you could stick in there. So now we've got our bag on there. I cut a couple pieces of the scarf and I'm going to layer them and like overlap them a little just so that you can see that there's another color underneath. Okay, I'm still going live. I don't know how many minutes I've been on. Probably not very. Because I'm going pretty fast, so. And then we're going to just glue that on there. Like that. It does kind of look like a suitcase. Mary Poppins bag, because I've got it misshapen and stuff. So we're going to glue that on there. And then I've got some petal pink. And I'm just going to get a little tiny brush and just going to kind of brush some ink on it. Could have done that before I glued them together and stuck them down, but I'm just giving that a little bit of darkness along the area. See if it's going to help it at all. All right, now we need to do our sunglasses. I think that's it. We got our grass, we got our bag, sand, we got our sunglasses. So let me shore this up before I get going. Once I get the sunglasses on, I won't really be able to. So we want to cut this at 4. I think my sides are good. It was just the bottom that I needed to trim my sand off. So I brought the little die, the little sunglasses. So I cut them both at the same time and I just butted up the two colors against each other and then I ran it through. But did I bring it? I put some of our tape, sticky tape, adhesive tape, double-sided tape, something like that. And then this is where I put the sunglasses like this. And then over here, I put the black piece and then I ran it through. And then this stuff is going to make my piece a sticker. So we've got our black tops and my little sunglasses are still stuck in there. Do you guys know that sometimes if you throw your dye down like that, which is not going to do it today, but that'll pop it out for you sometimes if it's stuck in there. Just give it a whack on the counter. Sometimes it'll work. Then we just take our little sticky maybe. Get our finger under nail. There we go. Get our nail underneath of it. Nope. There we go. And pull it off. Pull the backing off. That white part will come off. Like so. And then now the glasses are a little sticker. And then I'm just going to try and line them up. Over the top. Now we have a cute little pair of sunglasses. I'm going to put some glue on the back. And we're going to just tuck them in the sand. Because, you know, we all throw our sunglasses in the sand, don't we? Ha, no, not really. But these are our cheap pair of sunglasses. The ones that we're going to wear at night, Corey Hart. I'm aging myself there, aren't I? Some of you may know Corey Hart and his Sunglasses at Night song. So I'm going to glue those on there. Then I have some 3D crystal lacquer. Stampin' Up! Has maybe our fine tip glue pen might do the same thing. But this is just a lacquer. And I'm going to go around inside my sunglasses. Just going to follow the contour. Because they need to reflect, right? I was going to try and find some silver paper or something, but this works just fine. This is one of those fun things to be sure and store on its lid so that all of it runs down in, doesn't clog up your the nozzle thing. And so now we've got our sunglasses with some, can you see that shimmer now we got on our glasses from the lacquer? And this card I did not put a sentiment on. I didn't know what we'd want to say. It's probably just like a for you, or, you know, have a great day. It could be a birthday. Enjoy your day or something. Glue that on. Now this is going to take a hot minute to dry. So try not to touch it, which I probably will before I'm done here. I'll set that aside. Then I've got a piece for the inside. It's just a 5 1/4 by 4. And then the 2 hearts that popped out of the sunglasses are also stickers now because of the double-sided sticky sheet that I put on the back of the paper. So I'm just going to stick those inside. Give a cute little heart, because I'm sure whoever you're going to send this card to will appreciate the hearts inside. Oops, kind of want to maybe turn that one this way. And then we're going to glue that to the inside. This is where we got to be. I'm going to bring my ink pads over so that that doesn't fall down on itself. It's gonna. All right, well, we're just gonna put the ink on here, or the glue on here. And glue it to the inside very carefully as we don't touch the. And you could put a layer inside too, like another melon mambo layer or something. All right, it looks like I'm still going. Nice. Okay, so I don't know why I'm still going today. And I didn't go last night, but it's all in the timing, I guess. I'll see how long I've been chit-chatting. So this is our card for today. And then, like I said, I'm going to put that. The glasses will dry. These are still a little bit tacky, but they will dry. And, oh, this purse is even bigger than that one. So there we go. The keyword today is sand. If you want to be entered to win this one, I will draw. I got one more card tomorrow, probably tomorrow sometime, or it'll probably end up to be tomorrow night because I got to go to Grand Rapids and pick up the some paper that I ordered, and Mike's gonna go look for for new glasses, and you don't care about my life, but um, it'll probably be late afternoon again, or maybe evening, because Saturday I'm helping at the Backpack Bonanza, so somewhere you'll see me go live, and you know what? There's the replay, and I appreciate you watching the replay. So those that can catch it on time. Oh no. Those can catch it while it's live. I appreciate it. Oh, look, I was playing in my hair. Now look, I got a little devil horn sticking up there. I appreciate you watching. So that's it. I'm gonna get this all packaged up for my kit to set aside for mailing, and we are good to go. So I will see you again with hopefully the last card of the little brainstorm that I've got going on with all these. So I'll talk to you later. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, your night. It's cooler here. Like I said, we have all the windows open. So hopefully you've got some cool weather too. And you can enjoy a nice breeze like I've got going upstairs. I'll talk to you later. Good night, everybody. It's not night yet, but have a good night. Because that's how it rolls. All right. Hanging up.